Have you ever noticed that sometimes your hamster suddenly stops and becomes completely still, just staring, as if nothing is happening, like it's just another ordinary moment in the routine? But what if that quiet pause is actually part of hamster behavior that almost no one truly understands? Many people see this kind of hamster body language and assume it's normal, without realizing it could be a direct response to the environment, or even to the way we approach them. Have you ever felt that before? That strange moment when it seems like your hamster is evaluating every move you make, as if it's trying to decide what to do next? What you're about to discover might surprise you, because most of the time, when a hamster looks completely still, it isn't frozen at all. It's focused on something very specific. And once you understand that, it can completely change the way you interpret this behavior. Because when we start noticing these small signals, something inside us changes. 2. We begin to look more closely, with more care, and we realize that this quiet behavior isn't random. It's a form of communication. And maybe you've already experienced a moment like this, when your hamster stayed still, watching you, as if it were trying to figure you out. If this topic resonates with you, share in the comments what touched you the most, or what you've personally noticed in your own pet's behavior. Every experience shared helps other people recognize signs they might have overlooked before. And if this kind of content helps you better understand hamster behavior and build a stronger bond with your animal, liking the video and subscribing to the channel is a simple way to show that you want to keep learning and be part of a community that observes, learns, and cares with more awareness. After all, the more people who get involved, the further this message reaches those who truly need to hear it. And that's exactly where the story starts to become even more interesting. Because when a hamster freezes, it isn't just standing still. It's reading the environment with a level of precision that often goes unnoticed. In that quiet second, its brain shifts into analysis mode, scanning every detail around it. Your movements, your rhythm, the sound of your breathing, even the way you approach all become part of that reading. It's like your hamster is making tiny decisions in real time, based on past experiences and a survival mindset that's deeply connected to its hamster's survival instinct. This process may seem invisible, but it carries a hidden truth about how small animals interpret the world. What many people describe as hamster acting strange or even hamster stress signs can actually be the natural result of a hamster fear response, a protective mechanism working quietly behind the scenes of animal behavior. And once we understand that, something begins to shift in the way we see this silent journey of adaptation. We start to realize that every pause, every fixed stare, can have a direct impact on the relationship we're building. Now I want to go even deeper into this, because there's an even more revealing detail about how your hamster learns to predict you before you even realize it. Drop a comment below. That makes sense to me, because your hamster doesn't react only to what you do in a single moment. It reacts to what you do over and over again, day after day. Little by little, it starts to recognize patterns, almost like it's watching the behind the scenes of your daily routine. If you move quickly, it gets ready. If you speak calmly, it relaxes. If the routine suddenly changes, it pays closer attention, trying to figure out whether that shift means safety or risk. This process is part of hamster daily behavior, and it reveals a hidden truth about how small animals build trust. It's not a conscious decision, but a quiet journey of adaptation, guided by experience. Every action you take leaves an impact. Every habit reinforces either a sense of predictability or a sense of alertness. That's how hamster trust signals begin to appear, subtle signs that show when the bond is growing stronger or when something needs to be adjusted. And once we understand that, we realize that a relationship with an animal isn't built on affection alone, but on the simple choices we repeat every single day. Now I want to go even deeper into this, because there's a detail people rarely talk about: how small changes in a hamster routine can completely transform the way your hamster sees you. Sometimes what makes your hamster stop isn't exactly what you do, it's how you do it. A movement that's faster than usual, an unexpected approach, a sound that feels out of place, small details that often go unnoticed by us, but that have an immediate impact on them. That happens because your hamster's brain is constantly reading movement, measuring the speed of your actions and adjusting its behavior based on the environment. This process is part of hamster stress behavior, and it reveals a hidden truth about how small animals deal with the world around them. They don't wait for danger to show up before reacting, they anticipate it. Sudden movements, unexpected changes in routine, or unpredictable interactions can teach a hamster to stay on alert, even when there's no real threat. And that's exactly where a quiet transformation in the relationship begins, because every everyday action shapes the sense of safety your hamster builds within its own space. Behind the scenes of a hamster environment setup, simple decisions can strengthen trust or reinforce caution. Now, I want to go even deeper into this, because there's a surprising detail about how small daily choices can completely change the way your hamster interprets your presence. Drop a comment below. That makes sense to me. When your hamster stays still, that might be the most important moment in the relationship between you, even if it looks like just another quiet detail of everyday life. Because that motionless second carries a hidden truth that many owners only realize after a long time living together. Your hamster isn't just sharing the same space with you, it's constantly adjusting to you. Every gesture you make becomes a reference point. Every routine turns into a signal. Every small decision creates a direct impact on how your hamster interprets the world. That's how the signs your hamster trusts you begin to appear. Subtle clues that show when the bond is growing stronger and when the environment starts to feel predictable. Hamster bonding doesn't happen all at once. It develops quietly behind the scenes of simple interactions repeated day after day, building a mindset of safety. And within this process, hamster emotional behavior reveals something deeper. For a small animal, trust isn't just comfort, it's survival. To your hamster, you're not just someone who shows up from time to time, you are the entire world it learns to understand. Now, I want to go even deeper into this, because there's an even more sensitive revelation about how small signs of trust appear long before any physical approach happens. And if you made it this far, it's because this topic touched you in some way too. Maybe it made you look at your hamster differently, notice details that once went unnoticed, and realize that this relationship is built through the small gestures of everyday life. That kind of understanding changes the way we care, the way we observe, and the way we connect with those who depend on us quietly. If this content brought you clarity, reflection, or even a new perspective on your pet's behavior, subscribing to the channel is a simple way to keep receiving these insights and continue deepening this journey of mindful care. And if at any point during the video you found yourself thinking, "This happens to me," leave a comment saying, "This message was meant for me," because knowing you stayed here until the very end shows that this conversation truly resonated with you. And if you felt that connection throughout the video, a like helps show that this kind of content matters and deserves to reach more people who also want to understand their animals better and strengthen that bond. There's a video right here that builds on this topic and dives even deeper into these silent signals that many people overlook. Click it and come with me to the next step.